everyone, and welcome back to Nurses Lecture Room YouTube channel. My name is Mercy Mary, popularly known as the Nurse with the Difference, and I make learning easy and accessible for students. Today we're going to be talking about skin grafting. What is skin grafting? What is the difference between a skin graft and a skin flap? What are the indications for skin grafting? What are the various types of skin grafting? By the end of this class, you will be able to tell me a lot about skin grafting. But before we go into details, kindly click on the subscribe button, turn on the notification button so you don't miss out. Let's go there. Right, welcome back. Like I earlier said, today we are going to be talking about skin grafting. What is skin grafting? Whenever you hear skin grafting, what comes to your mind? Skin grafting is a transfer of skin from one part, which is the donor site, to another, which is the recipient site, without its blood supply. Whenever you hear skin graft, what should come to your mind is the transfer of skin from where? From a donor site, that's the place that you are getting the skin from, to a recipient site, the person that is taking the skin. So whenever you hear skin grafting, what should be in your mind, or what should be circulating in your mind, is a transfer of skin, is the movement of skin from the donor site to where? The recipient site. Sometimes we interchange skin graft for skin flap. In skin flap retains its blood supply from donor site via its pinnacle. In other words, it is not completely detached. The difference between a skin graft and a skin flap is that in skin graft, the blood supply is not transferred. But in skin flap, the blood supply follows suit, is moving with the skin graft. So that is the difference between what? A skin graft and a skin flap. Then that takes us to the classification of skin grafts. I have two classifications here. The first classification is a classification according to the amount of dermis that is taken. According to what? The amount of dermis. The first type of skin graft we have is the split thickness skin graft. The split thickness skin graft is also known as partial thickness skin graft. What happened here? In this split thickness skin graft, it is 100% what? Epidermis. It is what? 100% epidermis. You might get small dermis, but it is what? 100% epidermis. In this skin graft, it is usually used to cover white skin that cannot be closed primarily, and to cover healing ulcer. The thigh is a common site. Other sites are your scalp, your abdominal wall, and buttocks. This split thickness skin graft can be used to cover anywhere. You can use it to cover anywhere except the face. You can use it to cover the face. You can use it to cover bony prominences. You can use it to cover tendons. You can use it to cover cartilages. So that is one thing about what? The split or partial thickness skin graft. You can use it to cover anywhere except what? The face, bony prominences where your tendons are. You can't use it to cover it. Then that takes us to the second type of what? Skin graft. And the second type is full thickness skin graft. As the name implies, full, total thickness skin graft. This particular skin graft, you are taking both the epidermis and the dermis. You remember in the diagram of the skin, or the anatomy and physiology of the skin, the epidermis is the outer layer of the skin, while the dermis is the inner layer of the skin. In this full thickness skin graft, both the epidermis and the dermis are taken. But in this split thickness or partial, just the epidermis is taken. Those small epidermis, small dermis might follow suit. So in this full thickness skin graft, it is usually harvested from fold of skin in the groin, the neck, upper eyelid skin, may be used anywhere, especially useful over the face, bony prominences, over joints, tendon, over cartilages, and deep defects. You see where this one is majorly used. You can use it anywhere, but it is useful, like very, very useful, over the face, over bony prominences, over joints, tendons, over cartilages, and deep defects. But for this split thickness or partial thickness, it is not useful in this area. That's also a key difference between your split thickness and your split thickness and your full thickness. So the other classification I have that I want to share with you is classification according to the donor site. Where are we getting the skin graft from? That's the second classification. So the first one is autograft. Whenever you hear the word autograft, it simply means you are taking it from the same person. The skin flap is taken from the same person. So if it is autograft, it simply means I'm taking it from one side of my body to another side of my body that needs it, which is the recipient. Then the second is isograft. Isograft simply means you are taking it from an identical twins. You are taking it from where? From an identical twins. They are genetically identical. I can take from my twin sister if I have, when I need skin graft. Then the other is allograft. In allograft, you are taking it from somebody where we are not genetically identical, but we are of the same species. So I'm taking it from a human being entirely, not my identical twins. Then the other is xenograft. In xenograft, you are taking it from another species entirely, not humans. It could be from an animal. Then we have the synthetic, which is artificial, as we all know. So I want you to take note of something, that all skin contracts immediately after removal from the donor site. All skin, you know when something means to contract, smaller. All skin contracts immediately after removal from the donor site, and again after revascularization in the final location. That's immediately you remove it from the donor, it contracts. Then when revascularization has taken place, when it's now in the recipient site, it also contracts. Then that takes us to the indication for skin grafting. In terms of indication for skin grafting, we have traumatic skin loss. The skin loss of an individual is really traumatic, and is very important you skin graft so it can heal properly. Then we have pressure sore. You know, in pressure sore we have the grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. So pressure sore, the severity of pressure sore can actually require skin grafting for it to heal properly. So as a nurse, try and turn the patient regularly to avoid what? Pressure sore. To avoid pressure sore. Then we have extensive ulcer. It could be diabetic ulcer, foods, depending on what we are saying. So when you have extensive ulcer, skin grafting is very important to ensure a proper wound healing. Then we have following wide excision of skin tumor. That's excision, to remove a skin tumor. After removal of that skin tumor, there is a wide space that needs to be filled so that healing can take place. We have skin flap donor defects. Then we have covering large granulating areas. So these are some of the indications for skin grafting. Severe burn can also be an indication for skin grafting. Then that takes us to factors affecting skin take. What are the factors that will make the recipients receive the skin joyfully without further complication or rejecting it? The first we have here is the nature of the recipient. The nature of the recipient. Is it very deep? Is it shallow? Are you taking just the epidermis? So the deeper the recipient, as the deeper the depth of the sore, the harder it will take for it to receive that skin graft. So the nature of the recipient matters a lot. Then we have the vitality of the recipient. Will the recipient be able to supply good nutrients? Will be able to supply good blood supply to the graft that the recipient just received? So that is also another criteria that's going to affect the skin take. Then we have the type of defect to be grafted. The type of defect to be grafted. We have the technique used. You as a surgeon have to know the actual technique that will be used favorably for this particular skin grafting, so it can appreciate it, so that the recipient can appreciate it. We have infection. Infection will go a long way to affect the graft take. If there is infection, it's going to cause a problem, and the graft take is going to be what? Impaired. Then another one we have is mobility damage. So whenever the skin graft is carried out, immobilization is very, very important. Immobilization is very, very, very important. That's how you are able to mitigate skin damage. That's how you're able to mitigate mobility damage. Thank you very, very much for listening. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Don't forget to watch with a friend. Don't forget to drop your questions in the comment section. Don't forget to drop a good comment on the comment section. And also don't forget to watch with a friend. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead. See you in our next video.